Kylie Jenner in big trouble? We got to talk about this very scary situation. But before we get into it, hello, my name is Sebastian and I spill pop culture tea videos every single day. So if you're looking for a new messy bestie, you have found me. You guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are brand new here, the whole vibe feels like we're on a FaceTime call and we're just hanging out, keeping each other company. On this holiday season, I think it's so important for us to have someone that we could connect with and just spend some time with and feel a little comfort. So hopefully I can be that person for you from my very sparkly, cozy closet. So hit that subscribe if you haven't already. All right, best friends. So the latest episode of the Kardashians aired, and a lot of people are kind of upset with Kylie because they are saying that she is coming up with a silly storylines just to stay on the show and to not piss off Hulu, okay? So let's talk about it. So the latest episode of the Kardashians was Khloe going to Tennessee to meet Dolly Parton and interview her for her podcast, which was so crazy because it was only 2 months after Dolly's husband passed. And I mean, Dolly is one of Khloe's like favorites, you know, she's like her favorite artist ever. So for Khloe it was like such an honor. So they showed her going to Tennessee. They showed her going out the night before having fun. Kim was studying for her bar, and Chris, Kylie, and Scott were, their storyline, I guess what you can call it or however you want to call it, was that they were helping Kylie because Kylie had like ghosts in her home and she kept hearing like banging and stuff. First of all, let me tell you something, Casper the Friendly Ghost. You better not come up in here and do that shit with me because I will exorcise the ass off your transparent body, okay, bitch? You do not play with me. Jesus Christ reigns in my home and I will not have no fucking Casper the Friendly not fucking Ghost come up in here and wake me up because it's, first of all, it already takes me a hot minute to go to sleep. So then you're gonna come on and fucking start banging? I think the fuck not, ho. Anyways, so the episode aired and, you know, they were like doing the whole, you know, thing. It was like kind of like a fun sleepover Ghostbuster night. I found it to be very entertaining. Kylie Jenner is getting called out for not sharing more of her personal life on her reality show, The Kardashians. On the latest episode of The Kardashians, Miss Kylie Jenner, she tells us that she has a ghost. I'm like, girl, what in the Casper the Friendly Ghost is going on here? But yes, bitch, that every single night she hears a bang, and that she hears a bang. Let me tell you something. Okay? Casper the Friendly Ghost, you want to come up in my house? Exorcism, exorcism, exorcism. Bitch, don't play with me, girl. I got the Vatican on my side. Let me tell you something. So Kylie Jenner, she was there, and she was said that she was experiencing all these bangings. So on the episode, Chris, Khloe, Scott, and Kylie go over to Kylie's for like a sleepover kind of Ghostbusters, you know, thing. Well, anyways, I thought it was super cute and entertaining. But you know what, the fans, they're saying that Kylie's doing everything in her power to not show her personal life. I'll be very honest with you, girl, okay? Her relationship with Timothée Chalamet is sacred to her. Her personal life is sacred to her. Just because some sisters decide to show things doesn't mean that they're all gonna show it. But here's the thing, best friend. A lot of fans are saying, oh, girl, well, listen, you're on a reality show. You gotta show all your personal life. Yes and no. You know what I mean? Yes and no. Here's the thing. Her contract probably says you gotta be in the show. Well, she's in the show, girl. She's looking for Ghost, you know? One thing is showing your personal life that, you know, you signed up for, but Timothy, her boyfriend, has not signed up for it. So why should he do something that he did not sign up for? Now, of course, would we want to see Mr. Timothée Chalamet on the screen? Hell yeah, girl. I would love to see them. They're dynamic. I would love to see, you know, how they are together. I would love to see Chris with Timothy. Like, I would love to see all that, girl. We've been with this family for over 20 years. But at the end of the day, girl, they're human beings. And after watching how the world has treated her sisters and their relationships, she has every single right not to show Timothy. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Would you like to see more private, personal moments of Miss Kylie, or are you okay with these type of situations? I'm just saying, girl, I hope they got that ghost out because, girl, I would freaking beadity bobbity boo that goes out of here, honey, okay? You do not want to mess with Jesus, or I will throw holy water on your ass, bitch, okay? Anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comments, and don't forget to hit that follow for more tea. But of course, some fans are saying that this is her way of trying to stay on the show, trying to not piss off the network, and then also try to keep her personal life as far away as she can. Let me tell you, Kylie Jenner is not going to bring in Timothée Chalamet. She is not going to share anything from her relationship. It ain't gonna happen, girl. It ain't gonna happen. Whether you want it or not, it's just not gonna happen. And she's already made that very clear, which I think that, you know, if she wants to go and do some Ghostbusters and have these like funny kind of scenes in the show, then so be it. I found it to be super entertaining because, you know, I love the idea of ghosts. I mean, not in my home, ho. But listen, have you ever been in a haunted situation? Because I have, best friend. Oh my God. Okay, let me tell you one. This is a little bit sad, but I'll tell you. So, this was years ago. I mean, I'm talking about years ago. And my mom had a really best friend, which, by the way, something happened with them. I don't know exactly the tea, but that lady and my mom are not friends anymore. My mom will not spill the tea. But anyways, they were friends for many, many, many years. Anyways, so my mom was going on a date with my stepdad. And she dropped me off at her best friend's house so I can have a sleepover there, which, you know, I loved her too. I practically like grew up with her, you know, ever since I was a kid. But anyways, unfortunately, you know, she has 3 daughters. One, unfortunately, did pass away. And she passed like maybe 4 or 5 years before that date. And I remember that I was, you know, I said goodbye to my mom. My mom left, blah, blah, blah. And then I stayed with her best friend. We watched a little TV, and then she was, okay, time to bed, this and that. So she goes and she has this like guest room. So she tucked me in, and there was a computer in there. The computer was completely off, like not sleeping, you know, like, you know how like, you remember those stationary computers? She had like an old stationary computer. So it was completely off, like completely, because, before leaving the room, she like moved the mouse, she pressed the keyboards, and she saw that the modem was like off. It was off. It was off. And this is what she does. She works with computers, so she knows. Anyways, so she turns off the computer, she shuts it down, and, you know, makes sure that it's really shut down. She turns off the light, she goes to the bathroom, she makes sure that the toilet seat is down. She, you know, she does all the checks, right? You know, for the monsters, because I was a kid. And so she leaves me like some cartoons on the TV or whatever. Well, next thing I know, best friend, I'm trying to go to sleep, and the computer just starts by itself. Not only that, best friend, the light starts doing this, like kind of this. Look, hang on. It starts like doing this. Like it was off, right? So it starts like that. I yelled, maybe peed a little bit, ran to her, and I told her, I was like, oh my God, this is happening. I don't know what's going on, this and that. When we came back, the computer was off, the lights were off. So, of course, I'm looking like a fucking liar, and she goes, you probably just had a nightmare, this and that. Well, as soon as she gets into the room, it happens again. She goes, oh, I'm so sorry, this is happening, hang on. So she starts calling out her daughter's name that passed and said, so-and-so, please stop. You're scaring him. You can do this when we're home, just us. But when we have guests, please don't do this. She was talking to this girl like if it was nothing. And I just remember like fucking looking at her terrified. I called my mother, ruined her date, and she came to pick me up. And my mom's ex-best friend was like bursting out laughing. And she told my mom about it, and she goes, yeah, you know, whatever. Anyways, so this was before I lost my brother, or I lost, you know, anything like that. And I just remembered, like, we went home, blah, blah, blah. And now that, like, my brother's gone and I've had, you know, so many unfortunate losses, when weird things like that happen, I always also kind of think about my loved ones, and I'm like, oh, you know, they're just this. So for so many years, I looked at her like sideways and crazy, but now I'm like, oh yeah, I know, it's probably just normal. You know what I mean? So it's so crazy. So, you know, I've definitely, that was probably like my biggest one, and then I have another, but it's about my brother, so I want to keep that close to my heart. But this was one of the scariest ones that I've experienced, and just to see her so normal. And back then I was like calling, you know, her crazy with my mom. I was like, I'm never going back, I don't want to go. And I don't think I actually did. And now I'm like, oh yeah, girl, hey, you know what I mean? Now I'm just like, okay, girl. But yeah, no, it was super scary. But I definitely do believe that sometimes they do come and communicate with you. But going back to Kylie and her storyline and stuff, listen, at the end of the day, I feel like she's signed a contract that probably says, okay, you have to appear in this show this amount of times. You have to appear, you know, on the show. You got to do these scenes. You got to do this. You got to do that. And I think if she just does it, then, you know, she gets to follow all the rules and doesn't disrespect contracts or anything like that. So I don't see that issue. And Kylie's not going to bring in Timothy. Like, if you think you're going to see Timothy on the show, you are dead wrong. It's not going to happen. So yeah, I don't know. I found it to be entertaining. I really don't know where the future of the Kardashians will be, to be honest, because Kendall's not filming, Kourtney's barely filming, Kylie's only filming these type of storylines. And then, you know, it's basically all on Khloe and Kris and Kim. So I just don't know until how long they can do this. But to be honest, I'm enjoying it. I really am. I didn't see any issue with it, but what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. I feel like she's honoring her contract, and, you know, she's giving us some entertainment, but she is really holding out her boundaries about, you know, bringing in her personal life or her children. It's just not going to happen. And quite frankly, I would do the same. I'm sorry. I would definitely protect my personal life after seeing what my sisters have gone through. I will protect it, you know, till I can't anymore. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'd love to hear from you all. And do you have any ghost stories? Let me know in the comments. I love you all, and I'll see you on the next one. Mwah. Bye.